I want my car back. I want my car back.
What makes you think I won't kill you right here?
Nothing makes me think that.
I mean, come on, just one little fuck.
The story of the Rover begins in a desolate, destroyed Australia. The time is the aftermath of a total economic collapse. Everything is ruined, and people are desperately fighting for the smallest things just to survive. Right off the bat, we meet our main character, Eric. We see his car, and he looks completely distraught. He pulls over, walks into a house, and immediately starts drinking. Meanwhile, another car appears, carrying 3 thieves, Archie, Caleb, and Henry. Caleb is driving, while Archie and Henry are in the back seat. Henry is badly injured. These 3 are having a major argument because Henry's own brother was left behind. Things escalate quickly. The argument turns into a physical fight between Archie and Henry, and the fight gets so intense that their car crashes. Archie gets out and spots Eric's car nearby. He jumps into it. Then Caleb and Henry, the injured one, follow suit and steal Eric's vehicle. Now, Eric emerges from the house to a crowd of onlookers. He sees the 3 strangers driving away in his car. Eric doesn't hesitate. He takes the thieves' wrecked car and starts following them. When the thieves realize they're being followed, Archie shoots at Eric. But Eric is utterly fearless. The gun doesn't scare him. He only cares about getting his car back. He manages to ram the thieves' car and force it to stop. The 3 men emerge, shaken and nervous. Eric is clear. I want my car back.
I want my car back.
Archie disrespects him, and Eric snaps, attacking him. Henry intervenes, hitting Eric on the head, and Eric falls unconscious. In a completely different location, we see a soldier who is in terrible condition lying on the ground, his body broken and breath fading. Within moments, death claims him. Right next to the dead soldier is a young man named Raymond. Everyone calls him Ray. He is Henry's brother. Ray is also badly hurt, but he manages to take care of himself. He spots a military jeep nearby, gets in, and drives away. Meanwhile, Eric finally wakes up to find himself alone. He sees the thieves' car they left behind. Ray, in the jeep, eventually stops, gets out, and lies down near a tree to examine and treat his wound. Eric starts driving down the same road the thieves took. He's desperate, searching everywhere. He stops at a gas station and asks if a car has passed through. They deny seeing anything. But Eric notices a man who had come outside to urinate, then went back in. Eric is immediately suspicious and follows him inside. Inside the gas station, Eric finds a lot of intoxicated junkies sleeping. He finds one boy who is awake and asks him about the car. The boy suggests maybe Grandma saw it and tells Eric to go talk to her inside. Eric goes inside and finds an old woman. He asks her repeatedly if she saw his car, but she doesn't answer him. Instead, she keeps asking his name and then asks him if he wants to sleep with the boy.
What's your name? Do you want to sleep with a boy?
She even offers to tell him the price. Eric ignores her and goes back out. He sees a few men in another building, including a drunk man. Eric suspects the drunk man has a gun. Eric asks the man for the weapon, takes him outside, and the man shows Eric the gun. The drunk man says he has $300 American. Eric knows he's lying about the money. Eric takes the gun, loads it, and shoots the drunk man in the head. Armed now, Eric returns to the old woman. He demands again, "Have you seen some people going from here by car?" But the woman is relentless, still asking his name. Eric gets angry, and she finally concedes that she saw the car, but it was going too fast for her to get any details. She asks Eric if the car contained anything so important that he would go so crazy for it. She throws deep, existential questions at him. What is the most important thing in your life? Why are you still alive? What are you looking for? These questions bother Eric. He lowers the gun and walks out. As Eric is about to reach the car, Ray appears. Ray recognizes the car. He thinks his brother Henry has come to pick him up. Ray rushes to Eric and asks, "Where is Henry?" "He is my brother." Hearing this, Eric points his gun right at Ray and demands, "Tell me where your brother is." "He has my car." But before Ray can say anything, he collapses, unconscious. Eric realizes Ray is in very bad shape. Eric runs back inside the house for help. The people in the shop inside are highly suspicious. They point a gun at Eric and say they will only answer his questions if he buys something. Eric buys a packet of food and asks for the address of a nearby doctor. They give him the address. Eric leaves, puts Ray in the back seat, and drives until he reaches the doctor's place. He enters with his gun drawn, looking for the doctor, Susan. We then see Susan, who immediately aims a gun at Eric. Another man joins her, and they both hold Eric at gunpoint. Eric calmly puts his own gun down and says, "There is a man inside who is very badly injured. I want you to treat him." Susan brings Ray in and begins treating him. Susan asks Eric repeatedly what his relationship with Ray is. Is he your friend or relative? Eric refuses to answer any of her questions. Instead, he asks her what she wants and how much money he can give her. Susan says she is not interested in money. She says Ray is of no use to her, and she helps people for free. Eric goes outside and starts cleaning himself. He feels something strange in the next room and slowly enters it. Inside, he sees many cages full of dogs. He immediately understands that Susan has kept all these dogs safe. Susan enters the room and explains that she has kept them inside so no one will kill and eat them. This is just food for people, she says. She explains that their owner left them with her long ago because he couldn't feed them, and he never came back. Susan tells Eric that Ray is getting better, she has stitched his wound, and he can go see him. But Eric simply says, "I don't need to see anything," and walks away. He goes outside and sleeps. In the morning, Ray wakes up, regains consciousness, and comes out to find Eric. The moment Eric sees Ray, he pulls his gun and shouts, "Tell me where your brother is." Ray says he can't tell him but can take him there. "We have to go south," he says, "my brother lives there." Just as they are about to leave, they hear noises. Eric goes to the window and sees two cars approaching. The man who helps the doctor goes out to talk to them, but before he can say anything, they kill him. Eric asks Susan for a rifle and begins killing the attackers one by one. We realize these are Asians from the same group whose dog Eric killed earlier. They have come for revenge, but Eric wipes them all out. Eric tells Ray they are leaving. Susan is distraught because they killed her partner. Eric cruelly throws Susan to the ground and drives away with Ray. On the road, Ray falls asleep. When he wakes up, he asks Eric where they are, but Eric doesn't know. He is simply heading south. Ray suggests they stop and rest because he's hungry. Eric stops the car, and they go to a motel. Ray immediately says, "I'm hungry, I want to eat." Eric explodes in anger and attacks Ray. He shouts, "I didn't bring you here for a picnic. I want to reach your brother. Stop saying all this and tell me as much as you can about your brother. I want the exact location." Ray admits he doesn't know the exact location. He just heard they were going to a city. "I'm taking you there," Ray says. "I don't even know the way. Once I find out where this is, then maybe I can help you." Eric leaves Ray, empties all the bullets from his gun, puts them in his pocket, and sits outside. Ray comes out and starts talking to people nearby to get the exact location. Once he knows the place, he confronts Eric. Ray tells Eric, "You are out of control. Your mind is not working. You don't even know where you are, but I know now, and I know how to get out of here." Eric asks Ray why he's taking him along. "So that I can kill your brother," Eric says. "Once I reach there, if I don't find your brother, then I will kill you first." Eric presses the point, telling Ray, "Your brother left you too. He is a bad man." Ray can't believe this. He says Henry was in a hurry. Eric argues, "It doesn't happen. He saw you were injured, but still he left you to die. If you wouldn't have come to me, you would have died." Ray insists he and his brother both believe in God, so Henry would never leave him. Ray goes inside the motel room. He sees the gun. It has no bullets, but Ray has the bullets in his pocket. He loads the gun. He hears noises and thinks someone is coming to kill him. Someone beats on the door. Ray is terrified and shoots. As he opens the door, he sees he has killed an innocent girl who is only bringing him a blanket. Ray is horrified. Before he can react, military bullets start shooting at him. Ray is even more scared and shoots into the air. The gunfire lasts for a long time. Eric hears the shots and rushes towards the room. He kills the military man and goes inside to Ray. He takes Ray away, and they start talking. Eric says they must get out fast. Ray says he talked to locals around the motel. The destination is still 8 to 9 hours away. They must drive for a long time. Ray heard his brother talking, and he's planning to stay there for 2 weeks. Eric challenges him. Your brother is not trustworthy. If he is not there, then what will we do? Ray is adamant. I trust my brother, because he was talking very seriously about this. It means he will be there. We have to get there somehow. It gets dark, and they both go to sleep. Early in the morning, Ray wakes up, leaves his room, and walks away. Eric opens his eyes and sees military men in front of him. They have caught him and are taking him to headquarters to be sent to Sydney. On the way, Eric says, I knew my work was going to end. My time has come. He asks the military men if his time has come. They don't answer and take him to their office. Only one person is in the office. He tells Eric, you killed a military man. That's why we caught you. Now we are sending you to Sydney. Eric is shocked. You are not going to shoot me? Why are you sending me to Sydney? The man says that's the protocol. I am just doing my job. We are not killing anyone here. We are sending everyone to Sydney. Eric reveals a darker past. You don't even know what I did. A little while ago, I found out that my wife's affair was going on. Then I followed her, and I found that man. As soon as they came close to each other, I killed both of them and buried them, but no one is talking about it. I have never been punished for that. While Eric is talking, Ray arrives and kills the military man. He even shoots him again. Eric says, he is dead, you don't have to shoot again. Ray says he was just making sure. He frees Eric's hands, and they both leave. On the way, Ray tells Eric how many troubles he faced just to save him. But Eric doesn't seem to care. They get back in the car and start driving toward Henry. Ray asks to drive, but Eric doesn't let him, which makes Ray feel bad. Ray is always asking, and Eric never answers. Ray asks Eric if he used to work in the mines. Eric says, no, I was a farmer. Ray responds, then where did you learn to shoot? Your aim is wrong, this is not the aim of any farmer. Ray's wounds are burning. Eric stops the car and pours water on them. They realize the car is low on petrol and stop at a gas station. The man there says, we only take American dollars, which Eric doesn't have. Ray surprises Eric by pulling out a large amount of American dollars. He pays for the petrol and buys a lot of bullets for Eric. After a long drive, they reach the village where Henry should be. There's a huge wall, so they decide to cross it in the morning, as Henry has a meeting then. They sleep there for the night. Eric asks Ray what he's planning to do with Henry. Eric doesn't answer, but Ray keeps singing. Eric sees that Ray is not like his brother. He has kindness and wants to help people. Ray eventually falls asleep next to Eric. In the morning, they reach the village. Ray moves forward slowly. They reach the house where Henry is. Eric spots his car outside. As soon as he sees it, he goes inside. Ray asks him what he's doing inside the car and what he wants to do. Eric comes out and quietly creeps up to the house. He peeks through the window and sees everyone. He tells Ray that there are 4 people inside and gives him the exact positions. He tells Ray to take Henry and an old man out of their room. I go to Caleb and Archie, Eric says. They both move in slowly. Eric reaches Caleb first, aims his gun at him, and then takes him to Archie. Eric sits them both on a sofa. Meanwhile, Ray reaches Henry and points his gun at him. Ray asks, why did you leave me? Henry asks what he's talking about, and Ray repeats that Henry left him to die. Henry pulls out his own gun. Ray turns his head and fires, but the bullet hits the wall. Henry quickly shoots his brother, and Ray collapses to the floor. The moment Eric sees that Ray is dying, he shoots Caleb and Archie. As they die, Eric rushes to Ray and sees that he is dead. Eric then aims his gun at Henry and asks, why did you kill your brother? Henry is now crying and asks Eric, what did you do to my brother? As Henry moves toward Eric, Eric shoots him. Henry dies. Eric sees the old man and thinks about killing him but stops himself. We see Eric crying. He didn't want Ray to die. Ray was a good person, and Eric feels terrible. He leaves the old man alive. After a while, he calms down, brings out all the dead bodies, and sets them on fire. Eric gets into his car and drives far away. He sits in his car for a long time, but eventually, he comes out and opens his trunk. And here is the shocking reveal. We see the dead body of a dog. This is where the entire story makes sense. Eric was so incredibly sad because his dog had died. He was on his way to bury his companion when those men stole his car. Eric was deeply attached to his dog and needed to bury him. That is why he was hunting for his car like a madman. Eric picks up his dog and walks to the middle of the meadow. He begins to bury him. And that is where the film ends. So, friends, our video ends here. If you liked our explanation, then like it, share it, and subscribe to the Cinemaned channel. Thank you for watching.